Welcome to Games Tech and Geekdom. I'm Ryan, and today we're going to do a little bit more advanced tip here. What we're going to do is talk about making custom run commands or custom environmental path variables. What does that mean? Well, in a previous video, I showed how I was able to start a program simply by going to the run command and typing the name of the program. In fact, I made a script kind of focused around that here, where in the script I actually tell people you're going to have to replace this part with the actual path because you probably don't have it set up that way. So the example would be launching EA's Origin just by me typing the word origin. And what that does is that actually checks inside the system, says, what does this mean? Finds it, and it launches it. Now it's going to not have my username and password in there because I don't care right now, and this isn't really my gaming computer anyway. So how did I do that? Because normally that doesn't work. Well, let me show you. If I go to the run command and I type Steam, Steam doesn't exist. But if I go here, so go to my computer, right click on this PC and go to Properties. I can go to Advanced System Settings, Environment Variables, and then right here in the Path selection, I can add items. Now I want to show you this. I'm going with the user variables for my user account, not the system level variables. These modify the entire system down here at the bottom. On the top here, they modify things just for me. So I'm going to go ahead and hit edit on this path. I'm going to hit new. And I'm gonna kind of cheat. I put already copied the path here just so I didn't have to do this again. But the way you can always find that path is you can find the shortcut to the application, go to open file location. Now this went to the shortcut for the start menu, so I'm going to do it again, properties, and there it is right there. Now I can hit new, paste that in, and hit OK. Hit OK again, and there we go. I'm going to get this stuff out of the way just because it's in the way. Now, most of the time that works right away. We're going to give that a try. And looks like that's going to work right away. But, and I hadn't updated Steam, I didn't think about that. But if by chance it doesn't work right away, you can do one of two things. You can reboot the computer, or you can go to Task Manager, find explorer.exe, kill that process, and that should refresh it. So I'm going to pause this now while I wait for Steam to finish doing what it's doing. Okay, so Steam finished updating and doing all that stuff, and the point of this wasn't Steam, so just get that out of the way. The point was, that's an easy way now that I can just go to the run command, I can type Steam, and Steam will launch. But who wants to go through all those steps I just went through? So I decided to create a script to go ahead and do all of that. And so now if I right click on this and run with PowerShell, it's going to say enter the path of the program you wish to add. I'm using the Steam path as an example here. But let's say we want to go ahead and launch Spotify. Now, if we go to run and type Spotify and hit enter, it doesn't work. Spotify is not set up that way. So let me grab my path for Spotify. I've got a shortcut right here on the desktop, properties, and I can grab right here this path, copy that, and paste it right in there. Now I'm just going to hit enter, and it went ahead and loaded that. Now I've got a question. Do you want to test? Yes or no? I'm going to say yes. It says please type the name of the program, example being Steam, or in this case, we're going to say Spotify. And there we have it. Spotify's launching. Again, not logged in, not the computer I normally do these kinds of things on. So I'm going to close Spotify. Now you might say, Ryan, what's the point of even doing that? Everything's in the start menu. You can literally type Steam in the start menu. You already did that. Well, yeah, I did. And that's one way to do it. In fact, Windows 10, really going back to Windows 7, they made that much easier. But not everything shows up in the start menu. Not everything has a shortcut on the desktop. And also, maybe you just don't think that way. I have always just gone right to the run command, or I might have something in a command line, whatever. This makes that very simple. But let's go to that statement I had. Not everything has a shortcut, not everything's in the start menu. I have a program on here called Notepad++. And if I go to type Notepad, I see the regular Windows Notepad, but not the better Notepad++ that I have. So that doesn't do me any good. I don't have a shortcut for it. So I could go all the way to the path right on my D drive, but I don't want to. I just want to go to run and type Notepad++. But that doesn't work for me. So we'll go in here and meant to right click and run with PowerShell. It wants the path. Now again, I went ahead and took a second and prepared myself here so I can just copy that in. I'm just going to paste that right there. And do you want to test? And yes, I do. And please type the name of the program. Okay, Notepad++. And let me do that again. Apparently I'd commented a line out in my script while testing it. So we'll skip that part because I'd already done it. Do you want to test? Yes. And type Notepad++. And there we go. It actually launched the program that I actually selected. Now you'll notice when we did this, there was a little flicker on the screen. What that was is right here in the script, which I actually have open right here. And let me uncomment a couple of lines that I just did to make sure things worked. Is I actually stop right here, actually stop Windows Explorer for just a moment, just to make sure that when everything loads back up, it works right away. So that refreshes everything and brings it back here. Now, if you said no to that question, or pretty much anything other than yes, it's just going to go ahead and pop a screen up there and say, okay, bye, and just close for you. And yes, I do want to save that. So that's what that does. So now, whether I want to launch Steam, Spotify, Notepad++, or pretty much any other program I run through that process with, I've got it. It's available to me, and it's really simple, straightforward. Now, again, just to kind of go through these, you'll notice this is to add it to the user environment path. Why did I do that? Well, a couple of reasons. One, let's go back in here. One is I want it to only affect you, the individual user. If there's you and another person using the same computer and maybe you log in with different accounts, well, then we're not affecting anyone else. Second, I wanted to use this without having to run it in administrative mode. So instead of you having to go and run PowerShell as admin, which is yet another step and takes away the value, uh, I had to run it and the user variable. Finally, the last reason, well, because this is actually making modifications to the registry. And as I learned while making this script, yeah, I kind of goofed up. I don't mind owning that because I just copied my user. I end up wiping out the path, which has all kinds of valuable stuff in it, and I end up having to rebuild that. So always be careful when doing stuff like this. Now, of course, I have tested this, I have tested this, I have tested this, I have tested this, which means I do know that this works. So don't go into the registry and make modifications unless you know what you're doing. Probably shouldn't write scripts to make changes to the registry without thinking all your steps through because you might have to restore parts of your system. But that's okay because the script actually makes sure that it has your entire list of information within that path directory, and so it can put it right back in. And just like I did with the other scripts, I will go ahead and put this one up on my website, simpleittools.com. And I'll put another link to it right here, and it'll be just like this, where I'll have the download as a zip file, and then I'll actually put the text right there in case you want to copy it and just paste it in. Hopefully by then I've got the website looking so much better. We'll see, but I'll put the direct link to the path right in the notes. Additionally, there's another easy way to do this, and I'm going to make another video specifically on that very simple path. If you don't mind having a million shortcuts, we'll get to that in another video, a Windows quick tip, because it's incredibly simple. So thank you very much. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later.